Have you ever wondered why you doubt yourself? Why you apologize without thinking? Why conflict terrifies you? Or why expressing your pain feels almost wrong? If so, this video might feel uncomfortably familiar. Because today, I want to talk about something that many of us were never taught to name: self-abandonment, and how it starts long before we become adults. When I was a little girl, being good was the highest virtue. A good girl, a good daughter, quiet and agreeable, never questioning, never challenging, apologizing even when I don't understand what I supposedly done wrong. And I know many of you, especially those with traditional Asian immigrant upbringings, will understand this perfectly. You're taught to make others comfortable, to smooth the room, to anticipate other people's moods, to carry other people's emotions. It's your duty. You're taught, don't make excuses, just apologize. Don't talk back, don't argue, be respectful, be considerate, and don't be difficult. And underneath all of that, the silent rule: you don't get to have a self. Your job is to keep the peace. So from a very young age, I learned that my value was silence, compliance, not my truth. And without realizing it, that's the beginning of self-abandonment. We were all born with an inner compass, that intuitive sense that says, this feels right, this feels wrong, this feels unsafe, I don't like this, I deserve better. But when you grow up in a home where your discomfort is dismissed, punished, or ignored, you learn something heartbreaking. You learn not to trust your own compass. Every time I felt hurt, every time I felt something unfair, every time I sensed disrespect, I didn't think, this isn't right. I thought, there must be something wrong with me. I must be too sensitive. I must be misunderstanding. I must not be seeing their good intentions. I must be the problem. And this is how a child learns to turn against themselves. Not because they're weak, but because it feels safer than confronting their truth. When a child consistently takes the blame for something that isn't their fault, something deep forms inside of them. A belief that says, if I am uncomfortable, it's my fault. If someone hurts me, I must have caused it. My feelings are an inconvenience. Keeping others happy is more important than keeping myself safe. And those beliefs follow you into adulthood. People often think childhood ends at 18, but emotionally, childhood extends itself into every relationship you enter until awareness and healing interrupts the pattern. When you grow up trained to keep others comfortable, you become an adult who apologizes for everything, expects too little, accepts too much, and I'm talking about the negative stuff. Fears saying no, feels responsible for everyone's emotions, overanalyzes every action, over-explain your intentions, avoids conflict at any cost, and quietly tolerate things that hurt you. And because you never learned boundaries, you overextend yourself. You do more than you should. You give more than you have. You listen when you're exhausted. You help when you're drained. You show up when you rather collapse. And people start to mistake your endurance for endless capacity. But inside, you burn out. You feel invisible. You feel ashamed for needing anything. You feel guilty for having limits. You feel like you're always too much or not enough. This is what lifelong self-abandonment feels like. People often ask, why don't you just speak up? Why didn't you say something earlier? Why didn't you say boundaries? But if you were raised the way many of us were, speaking up wasn't just discouraged, it felt dangerous. To say, that hurt me, felt like a crime. To express discomfort felt like betraying someone. To confront someone felt like punishment would follow. To ask for respect felt like you were asking for too much. So instead of expressing pain, you learn to swallow it. Instead of speaking the truth, you learn to silence it. Instead of protecting yourself, you learn to protect others from your feelings. And eventually, you stop noticing the moments where you quietly disappear from your own life. Because you didn't express your needs, you bottle everything up. You tolerate, you rationalize, you explain things away. You make excuses for people. You bear it, bear it, bear it, until suddenly you can't. And instead of confronting the issue, you retreat. You withdraw, you disappear, you cut ties, you run. Not because you're dramatic, but because you were never taught how to advocate for yourself before you've reached the breaking point. This is not weakness. This is survival. It's the only coping strategy where you learned growing up that speaking up wasn't safe. And if any of this sounds familiar to you, if any of this sounds like your story as well, please hear this with your whole heart. You are not broken. You were conditioned. You weren't born with poor boundaries. You weren't born to self-blame. You weren't born to be afraid of conflict. You weren't born to overgive. These behaviors were trained into you lovingly, harshly, loudly, or subtly. And because you became so good at surviving, you never learned how to live in a way that would honor your own inner truth. But here's the most empowering part. What can be learned can be unlearned. What can be trained can absolutely be untrained. What was conditioned can be unconditioned. Because your compass is still within you. It never broke. It was just ignored. And now, as an adult, you get to reclaim it. Before we end this video, I want to tell you something personal. This isn't just a topic I've researched. It's not something I learned from books or podcasts. This is my life story. It's the story I carried quietly all throughout my childhood and well into my adulthood. And if you're here, maybe parts of it will feel familiar to you. I grew up being the good girl, the compliant one, the apologetic one, the one who tiptoed around everybody's moods. I didn't learn how to trust myself. I didn't learn how to speak up. I didn't learn that my feelings were allowed to exist. And for years, I didn't realize that this was shaping my entire life. My relationships, my boundaries, my self-worth, and even the people I attracted. So if any part of my story resonates with you, I hope you feel a little less alone today. Because this video and all of my content is about healing from the inside out. I want to leave this with you. Your discomfort is not an inconvenience. Your intuition is not a mistake. Your emotions are not a burden. Your truth is not too much. You were taught to abandon yourself, but now you get to learn how to come home. If this resonated with you, if anything whispered, "This is me," I hope you stay with me on this healing journey, because healing begins the moment you see the patterns clearly and choose yourself for the first time.